fears are growing that it won't be possible to stop the global spread of coronavirus. Health experts have warned that the chances of containing it are diminishing as cases appear in more countries.
COVID-19, the virus that affected the whole world and changed so many people's lives. As we all know, China was the first to experience COVID, and that was around Chinese New Year in 2020. You see, Chinese New Year is a very important holiday here in China. It's all about family gatherings and spending time with your loved ones. Quite similar to Christmas in Western countries, but instead of kids waking up to presents underneath the Christmas tree, they get hongbao from their senior family members. Hongbao is a red packet full of lucky money which wishes the kids luck for the new year. The Chinese New Year is also well known for its great human migration, as everyone is going home to spend time with their family. According to Independent, around 3 billion trips were made in Chinese New Year in 2019. But Chinese New Year in 2020 was completely different because COVID hit and COVID pushed away all the fun from the holiday. People couldn't have family gatherings and they were also stuck at home. Now, it's been a year since COVID hit and we are nearing the Chinese New Year again, and as you can see, everything is much better now. A year ago, Wuhan first went into lockdown around late January, and not long after that, many cities followed, including the city I live in, Hangzhou. And we almost immediately saw a difference. I remember for me, the first thing I noticed was the supermarket shelves. They were so empty, and it was something that I never had seen before. As well as when we went to shopping malls and other public areas, they were requesting us to wear a mask and also to show our green code to indicate our health status and as well as check our temperature. Around the same time, we also started to notice that more and more roads were being blocked off. This, of course, limits the movement of people, and that would then stop the transmission of the virus. But before COVID, there was always tons of people on the streets. So this was a rare sight to see because there was almost nobody out there on the streets. And then it was officially announced that we are on lockdown, and we of course too started buying all our groceries in bulk, and that followed with new protocols like washing our hands more often and using a lot of alcohol spray. It was kind of surreal. After longing for a holiday, we were given such a long time off, but it was not the type of holiday we had in mind, because all of a sudden we were stuck at home and we couldn't go anywhere, and the struggle became really real. Even though both me and my boyfriend are positive people, we struggled both mentally and emotionally. But luckily, our struggles didn't last too long, as while other countries were going to lockdown, China managed to get the virus under control quite quickly, and our lockdown was lifted, and soon we were allowed to go out again. The streets here in China were packed with people. It was busy everywhere. But my friends and family in other countries were going through the struggles that we had already been through here in China. So this difference was really a big difference, and it was quite difficult for me to see. And for that reason, I was super happy to be in China. Because when I saw the sight of those empty shelves, I was really worried and I was panicking that we would run out of food. But the supermarkets did a great job because that panicking of running out of food never became a reality. There were also so many people that were working 24/7 outside in the cold, in those tents outside neighborhoods, just to monitor people that were coming in and out, checking both temperature and health codes. The precautions that were placed during the hottest time, like wearing a mask, checking your temperature, and showing your health code, went on for a long time after lockdown. And even when the precautions were lifted, like wearing a mask, people were wearing their mask voluntarily. Both inside and outside, everyone was still wearing their mask and being very cautious. And now our life here in China is pretty much back to normal. We can go out hiking, we can go out to eat something, and we can pretty much do anything that we could have done before COVID. The only difference now is we have to grab our mask and wear our mask, which is our new norm, which is not really a big deal. If you don't believe me that everything's a-okay, check out this video. This is New Year's Eve in Wuhan, China, and New Year's Eve in Times Square in New York. And even now, I'm outside making this video in public and everything is okay. And although this all looks good, coronavirus is not over yet. There is a second wave coming, and China is acting very fast again. Right now, if a positive case is picked up, all the precaution measures are placed immediately. For example, in Beijing, they picked up a positive case and they traced it back to an office building and they locked down that entire building. And the same in Shanghai. They actually locked down a couple of blocks just to eliminate the spread. Now regions in China have also been graded with risk levels, and the government has actually given guidelines for the best travel options. And as I said, 2021 Chinese New Year is near, and that means there's normally going to be a major peak in travels. But not this year. This year, the government has actually advised people to stay in the city that they live in, and for those who do wish to travel, they would actually need to quarantine. And this all is in hope to stop the spread of another massive outbreak. And I also heard that the government is actually advising those to stay in their current city and not travel home for the Chinese New Year. So I hope you have a good Chinese New Year. 新年快乐! And don't forget to 点赞和关注。再见!